All right, let's prepare to open up the patient. X-Acto knife, X-Acto knife. Well, hello glue troopers, and welcome back to the TARDIS. Got a few things done today, actually. I did get out here, got an early start, and I managed to finish up the French Rokon in Israeli markings, and it's up on the shelf. I found an old stand that I put it on, and it looks fine up there. It's not a bad kit. It was a little better than the DB262, I think, and I also think it was, of course, it was a little bit later mold. But the decals were still in excellent condition. I was surprised how well they went on for being made in the 70s, or maybe possibly the 8 printed in the 80s. But judging by the vintage of the box, I think it was probably a late 70s vintage kit. And I also got finally a crack on that old Vostok. I have that and the Buffalo that I'm working on now, the Czech models, Brewster F2A3 Brewster Buffalo. Those are two I worked on today. The Vostok's essentially done. I'm not showing you any close-ups because it came out just horrible. It'll probably live its life up there on the shelf. It was a rough kit. In fact, I replaced all of those nodules and tanks, those green tanks with the straps that go around the base of the capsule, with I think it was 6mm beads, when you buy over at Michael's, because the ones they have are these molded clumps. The parts are really rough, huge attach points, hard plastic to work with. Although I'll admit that old glue that came with it, because being an old East German kit, I think it was from Raumschiff, they had to come with their own glue. But I'll give them credit, that glue they worked bonded much better than any of the glues I used, probably made specifically for the type of plastic they used. But the fits were lousy, and I just was not at all impressed. That's probably one reason I spent so much time on the shelf. I got about a halfway through, but I went and said, just go ahead and knock it out. And I'd actually done most of the grunt work. It was just assembly today. And then I got, there were smudges all over the original paint scheme I'd put on the section. I started touch up with gray, and that got out of hand. So, the touch-up paint didn't quite match. So I figured, well, I'll just touch the whole thing, and it just, the more I think what I did was model angry. Have you ever seen the movie with Nick Cage, Drive Angry? I told my wife about it a while back. We finally, in a surprise, it was not free on Netflix or anything, but we finally found it for a couple of bucks, rental it, and got it. And it's one, in my opinion, one of Nicolas Cage's better movies. And no spoilers here, but basically he's a dead car thief and criminal who escapes hell to save his daughter here in the real world. So it's very supernatural, but it's really a fun movie. It's really kind of cool, and it definitely better written one of his. If you get some popcorn, if you want to see just a fun movie, sort of Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Clint Eastwood. Anyway, but what I was thinking about that, when I was like, this Vostok was just kind of ticking me off because the parts were so rough, and I was having trouble getting stuff to adhere, and the paint job, and I'm modeling angry, yeah, and it shows. But you know what? Here's the thing. I had fun. Since I had long since kind of given up on that kit, but at least I finished it. Unlike that Space Command Center, still the worst kit. Okay, let's not go there. The Czech models, Brewster Buffalo, is actually a very good kit. But it's very multimedia. It's got resin, it's got a photo etch, it's got film, and by film I mean the clear printed stuff. Of course, it's got styrene. About the only thing it doesn't have in it is wood, and there's about 30% of another airplane in here, because they have a whole bunch of accoutrements to give you the option between the export version, like the one that went to Finland or to the British Commonwealth, or the American Marine Corps version, right down to different cockpits and different radios and stuff. And I went through the trouble trying to detail the cockpit. This is the one, if you recall from some time back, I was talking about that I got there and an entire sheet of stuff was missing. Mostly landing gear assemblies, control stick, stuff like that. And when that happened, I was like, oh man, you know, I'm not going to try and get it with check models. I mean, I got this thing probably on eBay or something. And I was like, I had planned to pose it gear down, but it meant fabricating a lot of parts. So I thought, you know what? I was just getting it for my remake of the Battle of Midway Air Operations video, which I'll get around to someday. So I'm not even going to really, well, I'll just pose it wheels up and put it on a stick. But you still want to make a presentable model. It's going to be a studio model, so it's not going to be hyper detailed. It's going to be something that's, you know, going to have set up where I can either take outdoor photos at a distance or green screen or something, which means that like the other models, I might have to frost the canopies or something. And it didn't come with a pilot figure either. So I have to figure out what I would do about that, but I'll be making it wheels up. But the point is that when that happened, I kind of lost my impetus to build it. And as a result, it went in the shorts, it went over in the, you know, when I get around to half built stack. And now with the Vostok done and the Buffalo back underway, I can hopefully finish these up in the next few days. And there's still a couple of bibs and bobs to go on the Vostok. Some chrome painted stuff that was enamel paint that I need would give a couple of days to harden before I try to glue it on. But then I'm going to get on this, I think the next thing I'll probably do, kind of go back to doing a couple of kits at a time because I'll have some room cleaning this place up a little bit. And I will probably, I might put some more stuff under the glass shelf here, make a little room on the shelves. But I'll probably get to the Chevelle and the kit bashed Dornier next after I'm finished the Buffalo. Also, the wife told me she wasn't real thrilled with the way the kaiju shelf up on top looked, since I had put that Metaluna monster and Godzilla diorama that I made up on the shelf of the other Godzillas, because they have a slope to them, and it didn't, because it was the same size as the Shin Godzilla, plus the Metaluna isn't part of the official canon, you know. And she was like, man, it just didn't work for her. So it's back in the Tarbis. It'll probably go under glass in the shelf here at some point. Temporarily, I've sort of rearranged one of my shelves as sort of a multi-monster mash, kit bash versus, you know, Gunpla with backup by fictitious German tanks shelf until whenever. And I remember I had a little, for something I'd kit bashed a long time ago, a little vehicle I'd just cobbled together out of spare parts. I'd made a little piece of moon surface. It was just the right size to put that old Glencoe lunar lander on. So that's what I did today. And we also, my wife and I, were binge watching a few episodes of that, was it Jupiter's Legacy? Interesting twist on the superhero genre. I don't know if that would be worth anybody making kits of, you know, character kits. I don't think any of them are that popular, but hey, you know, always looking for something new, right? Of course, the series got canned after 8 seasons, so that's pretty much. Also, another character that I think they actually might make a kit of, somebody does, I think is Loki from the Marvel Avengers, and you know, he just had a show come out, and we watched the pilot episode, and the critics and the fanboys are kind of ripping it apart. I guess, you know, too much talking, not enough action, but we thought it was kind of fun. But man, you know, to each their own, right? So also, one more thing, a couple of folks have already started sending in pictures for Viewers Build model number 15. And guys, don't be shy about sending pictures. A couple of folks said, hey, I hope these make the grade. Guys, if you send me a picture of a model you built, this isn't a competition. I'm not fine scale modeler. If you're building models and you send me pictures, provided I don't mismanage them, lose them, then they're going to go in the Viewers Build. And if you send me a bunch of pictures, I may cherry pick a few, or if they're out of focus, or look, I just can't use this picture as a picture. But I don't care if you send me a picture of models under construction, on the bench, your stash, you with your models. If you want to send me a picture of old stuff you did years ago, you know, this is all in good fun. You know, it's all about the hobby. You can send me a picture of your desk all laid out with all the tools on it or whatever. You know, 5-second video of you working on something, whatever you want. This is all in good fun. Of course, it's about the models, but I want to keep it fun. And so that's pretty much what we got. And guys, I will see everybody later. take care of yourselves. Hope you're having a great week. I hope you have a great weekend, and model on.